oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
You can go back and add it, though.
Oh my God. A parent didn't like their kid's haircut. Never has happened in history.
Colin Kaepernick says he knows his white adoptive parents loved him, but they were very problematic things that occurred during his upbringing. Do we have the video of that?
What's the problematic thing?
Do you have the video, Taylor? Play the video of this, Taylor.
Wait, what?
This is play the video,
What's happening,
Taylor.
Charla? What's happening?
Play the video, Taylor.
Are you off the Colin Kaepernick train?
Listen, Colin, what do you mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, train? What does that mean? I didn't know what that means before
Are you losing support for Colin and his efforts?
What are Colin's? Here's the thing. I always had support for Colin's initial efforts. His initial efforts was he took a knee because of the police brutality that was happening to unarmed black and brown people. I was always in support of that. At some point, things got derailed when they wouldn't let him back in the NFL.
Train derailed. That was good. That was
some
good.
things
chosen.
But no, at some point things got a little sketchy because it became about him being, I guess, blackballed from the NFL as opposed to the protest.
Because the issue isn't you and your career. The issue is
absolutely.
The
protest. I'm still all for him in his efforts to fight police brutality. I never understood the NFL thing, especially being after you point out how problematic you believe the NFL is, comparing the NFL to a plantation, and then still wanting to be in the league. I never understood that.
Well, it's actually very simple. Colin Kaepernick found out that it pays well to be a victim. He was benched for being a bad quarterback and used that as an excuse to be a sellout. He never cared about social justice when he was the starting quarterback, and regardless of your stance on the kneeling, there's no denying that he's only ever cared about himself. He cried for months about being out of the NFL after he opted out of his own contract. And to make things worse, he didn't even show up to his own workout. He said he was kicked out of the NFL because he was kneeling. Well, that makes sense until you realize that he wasn't the only one kneeling. In fact, he sparked an entire movement across the whole NFL. He wasn't even the only one kneeling on his own team, and it lasted for more than a season. But it all makes sense once you realize he signed a lucrative deal with Nike, saying he sacrificed everything. He had to be a martyr. Not only that, he even came out with a Netflix special later on comparing the NFL to slavery. Yes, the thing that he was kicked out of and was mad about. He compared that to working on a plantation, saying it's basically the same thing. Even though one of them pays you millions of dollars, is completely voluntary, and treats you much better than if you're a piece of property. But that's just the beginning. It gets much worse, because now he's selling out his own family. He accused his own parents, the ones that adopted him, raised him, and took good care of him. He accused them of being racist. And it was so he could sell a picture book. Roll the clip.
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs. And I was really moved and saddened by the level of kind of self-awareness that he had to develop at a very young age.
We can go back and add it, though.
Oh my God. A parent didn't like their kid's haircut. Never has happened in history. Welcome to being a child and having parents.
That's what your mom's saying to you right now.
As a black man,
Probably.
as a black man who used to be a black boy, black teenager, when I had an afro and I was getting cornrows and stuff, same thing happened to me.
Same thing happened.
And I don't have white parents.
Yeah.
Especially when I started wearing Chuck Taylors and Snoop Dogg had that murder case.
Boom.
When Snoop Dogg had that murder case, my dad had a fit. Oh, you think you Snoop Dogg? Like, I don't think that's something that's exclusive to race.
Yeah, but when you see everything through the lens of racism, you're going to find it. And that's what he sees right here. This is really sad because it almost feels like he knows that because he's selling a book right here. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's a graphic novel. So he's grifting off of racism, and now he's willing to sell his parents out just so he can profit off of racism. He's willing to call his family that raised him racist so that he can sell graphic novels.
Man, if they take the adoption back,
Bro, you should be able to do that, bro.
It's easy to see everything through the lens of race and victimhood when you're financially gaining off of it. Colin Kaepernick publicly called his parents racist to sell a book, even though he admits that they loved him and took good care of him. This is despicable stuff. His parents wanted what's best for him, and that's why they criticized his hairstyle. Anybody with parents has been through this. Your parents are going to criticize your look if they don't think you look professional. This has nothing to do with race. Even if he believes his parents are in the wrong, that's fine, but this isn't how you handle it. Coming out years later with a book publicly exposing your parents as racist, this man will stop at nothing for money and attention. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Charlamagne Tha God no longer supporting Colin Kaepernick. And don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more content just like this. And I will see you in the next upload.